Rich Procida, Procida.
Procida?
Procida.
Procida.
Like PRO, and then CIDA.
Okay.
Okay. So.
All right, excellent.
Hi, so
Hi.
I'm here with Rich Procida, and I wanted to know, like, how you feeling today?
Oh, I'm feeling great. I'm very celebrating Biden's win right now, but I'm also concerned because we know that the Republicans have a 6-3 majority on the Supreme Court, 3 of whom are Trump appointees. If he's able to appeal anything significant to the Supreme Court, he's likely to win. So we must resist that. We must resist the overthrow of our democracy through the Supreme Court. We must reject any decision that overturns the will of the American people.
So this is a question. So, you know, you've been looking at and on the pulse of like what's been happening with Trump and during this time and also the election, right? So coming from like where you're understanding, what did you think about like when on night 1 when Trump came out and declared victory?
You know, I didn't listen to him, and I think that we knew that. We knew he was going to do this. I mean, he had already said he wasn't going to concede. He already said that he was going to challenge every ballot if things didn't go his way. So we knew what he was going to do, and it's a mistake to pretend that somehow he's not going to try and overthrow our democracy. So we're aware of that, and we need to prepare, and we need to be vigilant, because this is not over. We still have to, he still has to concede, we still have to get him out of office. I think the Supreme Court, we had Alito just recently asked the Pennsylvania to set aside some votes. So if he's able to steer it to the Supreme Court, we could see our democracy overturned. As of right now, I think the ire of the nation, the anger of the nation, is going to turn on the lopsided Supreme Court with illegitimate appointees. So that's where that Supreme Court is going to be out of step with America. And they're going to face some retribution. And so we better be prepared and oppose. We need to oppose the misuse and abuse of the court to overthrow democracy. There's one thing that Americans agree on. That's what this election shows. Both sides came out because they were told that democracy is at stake. Americans agree on one thing, democracy, and I'm hoping that that's one thing that's going to bring us together in this situation, that even his supporters believe in democracy. And if we can counter his propaganda so that they don't fall victim to it, I think most of them are going to drop him. But he could still win in the Supreme Court, and we need to be careful about that and not drop our guard right now.
Yeah, so people should be celebrating, but they should take that into the streets, right?
Exactly, they should take the celebration into the streets, and they should also demand that the Supreme Court not overturn the will of the American people. That's unacceptable. We will reject it, and if they do, there will be a national strike. Now, I'm not saying that's going to happen. I think it's unlikely, but it's a possibility, and we shouldn't let down our guard, and we should be persistent in that demand. There's no way our democracy is going to be subject to the whims of the justices on the Supreme Court.
All right, well, thank you. You know, I think a lot of people have been, you know, a lot of people are seeing that the count is going forward, and they're seeing that Biden is winning or projected to win, and they're like, you know, taking to the streets in joy, you know, and in protest around this. And I think it's correct to really point out like that it's not over, and we actually have to be looking at the Supreme Court and all that, and continuing to get out, take it into the streets, you know, to definitely change the opinion.
Right, I think there are organizations out there right now who are telling people to be passive and inactive. That's a mistake. We need to be out in the streets. We need to be forcing this issue. We need to let the Supreme Court know in no uncertain terms, very clear, we will not accept the decision that overturns the will of the American people. Or if we sit back and don't do that, then they could just run it through.
Yeah.
We can't be passive and just allow it to happen. The Supreme Court is not an unbiased institution. I think people need to understand. I'm a lawyer, and in the first year of constitutional law class, they tell you that judges and justices are human beings. They have the same political views, the same opinions, the same loyalties as the rest of us. This is a political body. Right now, 3 Trump appointees, 6-3 majority.
Yeah.
We can't have this go to the Supreme Court. We can't allow it to go to the Supreme Court. Anything significant, we've got to fight against, because we can't put this election, and we should not put this election in the hands of the justices on the Supreme Court.
That's correct.
Right.
Well, thank you for this. It's been really good.
Thank
really
you.
rich.
Thank you for interviewing me. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, thanks.
All right.